Alright guys, welcome to Head in the Clouds Outdoors. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the 6 Moons Designs. So I bought this tent about 7 months ago and I absolutely love it. 6 Moons Designs has been doing a great job with all their tents. This is one of their most popular tents. It's their 2-door dual vestibule version. The Lunar Solo only has 1 door. Depending on what you're looking for, that might be right for you. I just wanted a little extra space, and for a 1-person tent, this has tons of space inside, and we'll get to that later. For the specs, this is 28 ounces or 1.75 pounds. It uses 2 trekking poles to set it up, and it should be 45 inches long, which most of them are. Or on the 6 Moons Design website, you can buy 2 carbon fiber poles that are made for this tent that break down real easy. They're real small. If you're bike packing or somewhere where you're not going to be using any kind of trekking poles, that might be right for you. But we do a lot of climbing and just a lot of hiking and backpacking, so I always carry my trekking poles. If you don't use trekking poles, you should probably look into that. It's a great way to take weight off your knees and all that, but that's another video. This tent uses 5 stakes. I'm actually using just these cheap Colgans. I think you get them at Walmart. I'm about to upgrade to groundhogs this next hiking season. Just haven't got around to it. These are so light, and this tent really only needs 5. 6 with the guy out, and I actually carry this aluminum hooked one just in case I need it, so I carry 7. This tent only does have 1 guy out. That is one of the issues I have with it, but it does do really well in high wind conditions and extreme weather, so I'm not too worried about it. I might find somewhere to get one professionally sewed in, maybe 2 guy out loops. I just haven't really worried about it right now because I haven't needed it. This thing packs up really small. It's a lot smaller than even my sleeping bag, so I just put it right there on top. It sets up in just a couple minutes, and I absolutely love that, because while everybody else is fiddling with their tents and all their poles and all this other stuff, I'm enjoying coffee or enjoying my dinner or just hanging around the fire. I absolutely love this. Tear down's easy as well. I actually put it at the top of my bag, so it's the last thing that I have to worry about, and it's just as easy as taking the stakes out of the ground and rolling it up. It does come with a stuff sack that is the same material as the tent. It's really nice. It's a polyester fabric all around the tent. We'll get more into that a little later as well. It does have a nice little drawstring. A lot of people have some weird issue with it. I never had one. Just as long as you have it on flat ground or away from any kind of water runoff, yeah, you shouldn't have any problems. And I absolutely love this tent. It's light, it's compact, and it just looks sexy. A lot of people on the trail are like, man, where'd you get that tent, or what tent is that, and you know, where can I get one? I'm always sending them to 6 Moons Designs, and I cannot wait for some of the other stuff that they have coming out. They do a really good job on all their stuff. Everything's really quality made, and for the price, it's $225 on their website right now anyway. They just had a deal not too long ago for Christmas that everything was half off, but I missed that actually, and I was going to get another one just in case this one failed, but I didn't. For the price, I'm kind of beating myself up for it. These are awesome, awesome, awesome tents for the price. Now let's go get to setting this thing up and doing a walk around. Okay, so as you can see, tent's real easy to set up. I've done it plenty of times in rough weather conditions. It's really simple. There's no ground tarp with this one. do believe you can buy one or really just make your own. We do have another video on that coming at a later date, and we're going to be closer to hiking season doing a lot more DIY stuff just to save money and make it even better than what you can buy online. This tent right here, I really have nothing bad to say about it. I mean, look at it. It's actually gorgeous. You can see the way it's shaped. It actually reminds me of like a fighter jet. The lines on it are gorgeous. Just everything about it's really awesome. It doesn't sit up very high. As you can see, it comes up to me about waist level. I don't mind that so much. I'm actually a pretty big dude, and I still fit in this tent just fine. The tent has these little pull tie downs just because you get standard with any tent nowadays. It's really nice. So as you can see, this tent is really gorgeous, and I do like the logo right here on the side. It just makes it very sleek. This, you can roll your doors up. I wish it had two, so you can roll both doors and they split separately. It does have the two doors, one on this side. Does have the zipper, nice Velcro. All the sides have these black pull tightening straps, which is really nice. You have your more door tie downs right here. You have one on each side for the front vestibule. And here is your guy line tie out. I wish they had more, but it seems to be pretty sturdy just with two trekking poles. Your fronts have these paracord and your tightening fasteners. I'm not sure why they wouldn't just do kind of the same thing all around, but it seems to work out, so I guess they know what they're doing. I seem to use only this door for some reason. I might just be the way I get up out of bed, but the only complaint I have about this tent right here, and it wasn't a deal breaker at all, this zipper right here frayed and fell off. Like this whole zipper pulled down past where the stopping point was, and out on the trail I had to fix it with a knife, and it just wasn't any kind of pleasant. So just be careful with the zippers. Don't be pulling on them, tugging on them way too hard, like anything you shouldn't be doing with a tent. This vestibule right here, I don't exactly have two hands. But you could roll it up, which is a lot easier with two hands. And it does have a clip underneath, so in order to clip it, just take this bottom one, roll it over the top, just like so. It seems to work pretty well. I haven't had any problems with it at all. Now looking inside the tent, I do set these up with two trekking poles, just like so. In harsher weather, I've had to adjust the length on these. There's a lot of headroom up here. I do like that it's not cut off right here, so I can actually put, you know, my just some softer, like my clothes, my puffy, some other things up here, just to kind of give me a little bit more storage right here. Up top, you can see this little hook. I actually use it for my light at night. Now, as you can see, I'm not any kind of small person, and laying down, I do got some decent amount of foot room. I mean, my head lays nice right here. I do wish this was up a little bit more off my face. I could say that, but I do put stuff up here, and a lot of people put their bag on this outside door here, which I don't like my bag on the outside just in case if it rains or anything. But as you can kind of see, I do have a lot of space for gear and everything right along through here. I usually put my bag down here. Anything I need, like my cooking, my food, if I'm cooking in my tent, right here, this nice vestibule, I do have this little area that I can cook in. It's really nice. We do have these two little pockets right here. I put my phone in here, just whatever else I need through the night. It's very spacious for a one-person tent. I would consider it a 1.5 person tent, and that's what I was looking for when I was buying a tent. I will say one thing: if you're buying it on the Six Moons Design website, they have excellent customer service, and my tent got here in 4 days, 5 days, I think. So great shipping, great people. If anything broke, like my zipper, I just called them right up and they said, just send it back and we'll have it to you back in a couple days. The customer service is great. I have nothing bad to say about that. I did even call them just to find out some more about the tent, just to give you guys a little bit more information. It has a water coating built into the fabric. So with most tents you have like a nylon or some synthetic material, and they coat the outside, which it works and a lot of people don't have any problems with it. But they put this waterproofing and merge it with the actual fabrics, and I haven't had a problem with it at all. Get it seam sealed from Six Moons Designs. I've seam sealed tents before. I've done a pretty good job, but the seam sealing would not stick to this tent, and I'm not sure why. It might be the fabric. It might just be the temperature, or the conditions I was using to when I was seam sealing, but I would get it seam sealed. That $20 will save you a lot of hassle. These vestibules right here can fold back into a 360 view, and this is what that looks like. So this is what that looks like with all the vestibules back and secured. It gives you a nice view of everything on the outside. It's pretty much just a bug net. I've actually used this once or twice. It was just a really hot night, super uncomfortable. I was just amazed on the breeze and how much this thing could breathe. It was like cowboy camping, but without the bugs. And if it does rain, all you have to do is unsnap these, fold it back, and zip two things. Another problem a lot of people have been having is the bathtub on this thing does not come up very high. It's, as you can see, that it's pretty much overlapping, and this netting is almost touching the ground. Up here it's a little better, but underneath here, this bathtub, it's only like 1 inch high. It does give a great breeze under here, especially with all the vestibules down. There's a gap about 3 inches off the ground that just allows airflow through and around the tent. I've put my tent in places where water doesn't drain. I don't put it at the bottom of a hill. I strategically place my tent. Even where it's at now, it's not a complete level surface, but you can see that it's, you know, it's pretty level. You can sleep in it. It's doing all right. just be aware of where you put your tent, and you really won't have any problems with it. I haven't, so that's my only tip for that. Just know where you're putting your tent. One more thing, previous models of this tent had almost like a PVC pipe going through here with L brackets that you put your trekking poles through, and it holds it in there. That's not the case with this one. It made me a little nervous at first, putting my trekking poles in something that wasn't like a piece of metal or something. I'm not really sure why, just because I know my trekking poles are a little sharp. But you put them in these little pockets up here, and these pockets are really strong. Actually, they're like Kevlar or some kind of rubber material, and it's all held together by this bar up top. But the bar isn't connected to the pockets, so it looks just a little weird. I think they could have done a better job on this, but it does cut down weight, and it allows you to not lose that bar. I actually roll the thing up with a bar, so I mean, I haven't had any problems with that. I just think they could have done a little bit better. I want you guys to let me know what you think about that. And as you can see on the inside of the tent with all the vestibules up, it's very spacious. There's just this one part up here, but I don't mind that so much. This is a single wall design, only right above you. So this is the only part here that actually has a single wall. All the rest have the double wall design. So it's this nice no-seam netting and the material on the outside. It has a little bit of one side right here, but I'm not really too worried about it because the vestibule goes on the other side. But the condensation right here was a little bit of a problem at first. You can see my feet can touch the top here, and especially at night in my sleeping bag, it does get a little moist, but usually it just runs through and down the vestibule through this netting, and it actually drips out on the ground down there. I kind of wish they put in just another layer, but it's really not that big of a problem. Any tent you're gonna find is gonna have some kind of condensation. This one isn't too bad. I know my other tent, yeah, I mean, if it was raining or any kind of warm or moist or humid, I mean, I live in the southeast, so it's definitely humid all the time, and sometimes we just decide it ain't worth it, and we cowboy camped even when it was just so humid. But yeah, that's the Six Moons Designs. We're gonna be hiking a lot more with it. I will post some pictures of me on the trail with it, just so you guys can see it in action. I want to know what you guys think. If you bought this tent, tell me what you think. I think this is going to be a great tent for my through hike on the AT and even the PCT. That's coming up within the next year or so, and we'll definitely keep you guys updated on that. And no, this is a great tent. I recommend it really to anyone who's doing overnights or long distance trips with just yourself, or even one other person can sleep in here if you're doing ultra lightweight, splitting between two people. No, I want to know what you guys think. I want you to comment down below, and we're going to come back with you on new videos on more tents if we find one better, or we're going to be doing a Nemo Hornet review, just in case this one doesn't suit your needs as much. And we'll get back to you. Keep your head in the clouds.